My God, where do I begin? Where do I begin? I have my notes over here. But folks, if you haven't watched Neighbours this last week, then turn this off, go watch it, and then come back to me. Because I'm going to do some spoiler if you haven't seen it. Because it was Outback week, and we knew it was coming. We had no idea what was going to happen. Ryan Maloney is leaving the show, which turns out wasn't his doing, I guess, or something. But he was, well, as an actor. But okay. So we'll start with the big one. There are several lives in the balance. I would tell you something. So this is the Neighbours after show. I'm the American Neighbours fan, James Lott Jr. here in America, Los Angeles. Watching the show on Amazon Freevee, folks. You can get it on Amazon Freevee for free and watch the show. It's on from Monday to Thursday, and it was 4 days. They packed a lot in those 4 days. My goodness. I gotta say, all the soaps were good this week. I was even Bold and Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Days Are Alive, General Hospital, and they were all had stuff going on. I mean, it was just like bam, 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 bam. So it was a good weekend on television. Neighbours didn't disappoint. So you have several major characters like Mackenzie and Tony, who are major characters on the show, been on for a while, who are left in peril. The Outback, they're all out there for different reasons. And Tony said, well, start with Tony because it's the biggest thing, right? The last shot of him is he reaches train tracks and literally passes out, I guess, or goes unconscious. But before he does, the thing is, making everybody laugh, and I had to chuckle too. I just started watching the show recently, but I've learned about his past. All his wives. You think back to all of his relationships when his life was flashing before him, but not his children. Everybody's been commenting on that. I was like, that is kind of fun. I mean, when I was watching the scene, I was totally into it. I was even thinking about all this stuff. Till afterwards, I was like, yeah, parents. And we're talking to somebody who's been on the show since the beginning almost. They did recently got I think it was like 6 7 wives. They went to all his wives, and he was thinking about it as he's laying there. And I like Tony, so is he dead? We don't know. We you don't know. So it's very very interesting. I mean, 30 years in the show. It's kind of crazy. But I guess there are other possibilities. Mackenzie, Georgie, I'm a new fan of Georgie Stone, the actress. She's left. We find her shot and laid. I'm like, that was that whole situation. Heath was going crazy, and getting more erratic. It was and Haz and her were there. They flew down there, and I mean, is she a popular? I mean, you guys tell me, is she a popular character? Like if they kill out popular characters, that does make people fans upset, but also makes a good story a lot of times. So I'm like, I, I mean, I know she's the show's first, a regular trans character, and it's like killing off the one gay character, the one black character. I know it's kind of weird. Yeah, but I know it's a storyline. I don't know how it is in Australia, but it's a storyline, right? So I don't want to see her go. I like the character. I want to see her on the show. But it left her in peril. And I looked around and I was looking on the internet, and there's nothing saying she's leaving the show. So I don't know. And is Heath dead? I mean, I have a feeling he is, because clearly the crocodile ate him. Yes, Americans, if you didn't know, there was a crocodile, alligator, whatever you want to call it. He met his fate in the waters. Holly pushed him, and I was like, okay, all right, kids. And Holly and Haz watched as seemingly the crocodile pulled him under. So I'm assuming he's dead. Um, yeah. It's he's American. So the guy who plays him is American. Well, the person he's playing it, he's American. They have Americans on the show too, here and there. And I'm just like, I guess we'll find out this week what the answer is. But I will tell you, they had some great it was all filmed exterior. I saw some behind the scenes stuff. It was very cold that those days they were filming stuff, but they really put a. I miss in America we don't do that anymore. So I was really kind of cool to see they were able to go somewhere to film it outside to make it realistic as possible. Have an actual pond and all this stuff. I mean, it was nice, and it didn't look like it was super big budget. I mean, I'm sure stuff money was spent, obviously, but it felt like I love this added touch. I love when I'm a sucker. I love when subs do special weeks or special episodes. I like it as long as they can move story forward and keep it going. With this one this one will move story forward in several ways for several characters, regardless of the outcomes. But I'm telling you, folks, if you've not got into Neighbours yet, if you're on the fence or whatever, watch this week. Even if don't know the characters that well, or watch this week and just see how they execute this. And all 4 days were really good television. Love it. I'm an American fan. I love it. Curious to see what happens this week. I'm James Law Jr. This is our Soap Sunday. Neighbours after show. I have an audio and video. You can listen to the audio. So you guys are finally listening to us on audio. We're on all the streaming. So we're like on Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you want to find us. Amazon, iHeartRadio. Find us and you listen to me. And I heard some stuff's coming up, so I might be having some guests again soon. But I am loving the show. I'm loving it. I'm James Lott Jr. Talk to you next time.